Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Jordan's vlog. And Jordan's doing pretty good still. We're hitting weekly PRs. He's getting stronger week after week after week, in spite of all his sports practice and training and his GPP and everything. But again, we have to balance that stuff, and it's something he's complained about. It's a little bit of the DOMs, and I'm like, well, we may have to adjust, your training loads because he has practice, right? He has practice pretty often, and he's doing sled drags and kettlebell swings and other stuff for GPP. And so we do have to balance those things with strength training. That's something that he brought up with me too. He's like, everyone notices how much faster and more explosive I am, and I'm not even really doing plyos and stuff yet. Do we add all that? I'm like, no, we have to build a strength base first. And it's exactly what you're seeing. Put another 100 pounds on your squat, and guess what? You're going to be more explosive. But we reach a threshold to where, plyo work and other stuff for an athlete are going to matter. But right now, as we're building a strength base, just getting stronger is going to improve all those things. So that's what we're focusing on. And we added the extra GPP a little while back. We didn't even start with it. I wanted him to just get his lifts up. Just get his lifts up. And we run a 3-day squat, bench, deadlift program. Using again 3-week 5-3-1 type waves, and that can be adjusted over time, of course. But so for those curious what we're doing here, squat day, he got 8 reps. He got 8 reps this week on pretty much what is a 90% week. Right, we're on a 90% week, and that's what we got. So we're doing real good. We're doing real good. And afterwards, we do 5x10 squats. And then, of course, we do pull-ups and one-legged split squats. And I have a lot of these guys, because they don't always have time to do pull-ups on off days and other stuff, some of the stuff I do, I structure their pull-ups into their main workouts. And so my guys do them on squat days, bench days, deadlift days, depending upon what's going on with the structure of our training for my 3-day guys. And some of them occasionally will do them all days, but those are rare people. And if someone's at that point, I would just work them in as off days as part of their GPP and everything at a certain point. But we do pull-ups, and then he does dumbbell split squats, and that's enough for his legs. That's actually a lot of volume. It's like 10 quality sets, roughly. 4 legs, and then we get some lat work and upper back and grip and bicep and all that in there, right? It's all in there. Bench, he was like, I got really upset. I only got 4 reps. Things went wrong. And then he realized he misloaded the bar afterwards. So we had, a little laugh about that. I'm like, well, that plate math will get you. Just be careful and remember to load the bar correctly, right? So he had more weight on the bar than he thought. And I think he even had said that he unbalanced it. Like one side had an extra plate, 5 pounds or something on it, more than he was supposed to. And that happens to the best of us. It happens to even coach friends of mine. I was chatting with a coach friend of mine the other day. And, the same thing happened to her. She went to deadlift. She's like, wow, that was a really heavy double. She was supposed to get a triple, but she had accidentally put 10 more pounds on it. And, for a leaner woman, a 10-pound difference on the deadlift absolutely costs you a rep, or more in some cases. It's not like guys who are over here, doing doubles with 500 or something. So his bench days, again, pretty straightforward. We bench, do our peak sets. We do, 5 sets of 10. We do 5 sets of 10 as back off work. I have him do a little bit of flat dumbbell presses, again, just for the extra pec and triceps. We do pull-ups, and then he does band press down. So, our overall volume in terms of exercises and everything is a little higher, obviously, on his bench day, because it's easier muscles. Squatting and deadlifting, we have so much work with those big movements that those are hard to recover from. With a bench day, we can definitely throw pull-ups in and then throw, extra tricep work and stuff. And right now, again, we're just doing band work for triceps. Will I eventually possibly add other tricep work? You bet. But for a lot of these younger guys, I like to really build those tendons up, right? And I like to use the band work a lot of times for that before we start throwing real serious tricep work at them. It'll save them a lot of problems down the road. And, a lot of these younger guys can build They can build triceps off basic pressing, and then we get that band work, which does help a little bit. But it really, more than anything, prepares those tendons, for doing really serious tricep work later on, which we need for strength and we need for a lot of sports. Anything to where you throw, anything where you punch, right? Not just pressing. The triceps matter. They matter. So that's most sports. So again, always I point that out to people. Generally speaking, from a performance perspective, triceps are going to matter more than biceps. And we're not saying biceps don't matter at all for performance, but you get the idea. Deadlift, he ended up getting 6 reps, with a minimum of 3 on this week at 90% training max. So we're coming up there, and he's was surprised because he's been kind of sore and everything, and yet we're still PRing. Now, keep in mind, his overall fatigue is going up. Right? His overall fatigue is going up, and I might have to pull a little bit of his supplemental stuff out. What do we mean by that? What would we pull out? The accessory work, the split squats, maybe even some of the good mornings, right? And we would focus primarily on squatting and deadlifting. Again, because of where he is, as a lifter at this point. But even if I wanted to keep good mornings in, I can always reduce them. We can go from 5 sets to 3 if we have to. That's still a lot of posterior chain workload. So we did good with that. And then, of course, he does his tens for back off work. And then we do good mornings. So his deadlift day is very, very straightforward. Right? It is literally just we ramp to a heavy peak set. We do 5 sets of 10, with prescribed work for the deadlift. And then he does 5 sets of 10 with good mornings afterwards. 2 exercises. 2 exercises with one of them using multiple rep schemes. And it works for us. Now, I do let him strap up for a lot of this stuff. A lot of my lifters, I want them to build grip strength, but he does a lot of pull-ups. He's not in a grip strength intensive sport. We do those dumbbell split squats, which help with the grip and everything. So he is getting grip training in, and in his case, I'm not as worried about it because, again, sport-specific needs of an athlete. For the majority of you out there, though, I want you to do a lot of your pulling without straps. Build that grip up. In his case, though, he uses his hands for what he does, in his sport. So I'm trying to basically not shred his skin up, right? I'm trying to not shred his palms if we can avoid it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.